We're here in Upper Alton. We're about to surprise Lovett. Mary and Brad do not know that we're about to walk in and tell them that they've been one of the businesses selected.
Yes. So this I'm really looking forward to. They've got some delicious food, which hopefully we can also snack while we're here.
Hopefully we'll get some of their famous snoops.
I get the feeling they're going to be very excited to see us.
I think so. Hey guys.
Hey guys, we got some news. You've been selected! Oh, yeah! Yes!
She's so excited.
Yeah!
Small towns across the country are fighting for their survival with the odds stacked against them. But what happens if we join that fight? If we dedicate a little money, a lot of experience, and thousands of hours of work into one small town, focusing on the businesses that are the heart of their Main Street. What started as an idea became a national movement with over 30,000 towns nominated for the $500,000 makeover and more than 1 million votes cast for the winner.
Good evening, Alton, Illinois. How is everybody tonight?
Now, in our third season, the team is taking on its biggest challenge ever. The town is 3 times bigger than any we've helped before, and the hurdles Alton faces will put to the test the very idea of Main Street America. So, Amanda Brinkman and her team of marketing experts at Deluxe are going to work for the people of Alton, Illinois. And they're not alone. New Season 3 co-host Ty Pennington will be working with the team to rehabilitate the town's buildings, while a whole cast of experts helps rehabilitate its businesses. Every episode, we'll be working with a new small business to see if we can change the odds, if together we can start a revolution.
A lot of the items that are considered soul food, that's the food that the slaves had.
They had to think, well, dang, the slave owners threw it out. They don't want these grains. Okay, what can we do with them? It takes love. Just like a sweet potato pie. You have to get your potatoes right and love them and caress them like they're your woman or your man. You know what I mean? If you don't have any love in your food, it's not soul food. It's just food.
Come here, Tom. You the only one that can keep this baby quiet. I'm gonna give her to you if you can't hush her up.
You know that when you dine in to have soul food, it's gonna be some talking going on at the table.
Yeah, it's family oriented. Anytime you deal with soul food, you usually with your family, and that's what brings people together.
Right.
We've been coming to the Lovetts ever since they existed.
Food is great. Some of the best soul food that I've ever tasted. I love the snoots.
You go here, snoots, a pig nose, is this, is that, the other. Comes down to it's a homemade pork rind. Like my mom always said, a pig is nothing but a big pork rind anyway. I'm the king of snoots. Me and my mom run this joint here, but the family is big and strong.
My father was a pig farmer, and you had to be some kind of farmer to feed 19 children. I have 18 siblings. The grandkids, we lost count. I think it's probably close to about 200.
I think 10% of the population in Alton has Lovett as a last name. So great family care in that business, and absolutely tremendous food. In Upper Alton, they were one of the first to come in with a full-scale restaurant up there.
When we moved up here, it was just the barbershop and this loan place next door. Now you see all the buildings are up here or filled. And I guess everybody started believing that, it can be a good place to start a business.
Brad's here all the time. He's either out serving the people or he's in the back cooking.
This place was my grandfather's dream, but it turned into my dream. So now, I'm 10 toes down, 7 days a week.
I work 12 at night to 8 in the morning, and around those shifts, I fit in the restaurant. But if I could do anything, I would love to be at Lovett's full-time. Yeah.
There's been many times that we have struggled to stay open. It's been months go by without me even making a paycheck. The longest vacation I took was 3 days, in the last 3 years.
Well, I wish we were making more, of course. But when people come in here and say they ride past here every day and they didn't even notice we were here, yeah, we got a problem. This is my life. This is everything that I didn't know that I wanted.
My grandfather's name riding on this, When I get tired, I just think about, he told us how he picked cotton as a kid for 18 hours a day. You know, I could push through this. Why wouldn't I put blood, sweat, and tears in it?
Most entrepreneurs don't start with a pile of capital and a business plan. The Lovett story is much more common. A strong family, a passion, and an insane amount of work. But making the transition from informal beginnings to a carefully structured business can be incredibly difficult. The brutal truth is, most places never make it over that hump. Mary and Brad are obviously doing something right. They've made it 3 years, but they seem to be treading water. And a business is like a shark, move or die. It's time to take Lovetts to the next level. Enter celebrity chef Deborah Van Treese. Her recipes have been featured at the legendary James Beard House, and her restaurant, Twisted Soul, is one of Atlanta's most popular hotspots. Zagat named her on their list of 15 badass female chefs to know. And as owner of a successful catering company in addition to the restaurant, this lady clearly knows how to make things run. Good morning.
How are you guys? Welcome to Lovett. I'm Mary Lovett. Nice to meet you. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Show you around.
Yes, we'd love to tour the place.
And this back here is considered my house right here, because
Okay.
I live back here.
Okay. Can we come into your home?
Yes, ma'am, you're invited.
All right, let's see what we got here.
All righty.
Okay.
Well, right now, I'm kind of boiling some snoots. Want to get them,
Okay.
you know, nice and tender and everything. And, you know, that's just one of our coolers right there. And,
Okay.
you know, we just kind of work with what we got.
Is that a functioning fridge?
Yes, it
Yes, ma'am.
is. That one's fine.
This one works.
But we can only hold 2 or 3 days worth of product.
And to get the best price, you have to buy in bulk.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm definitely worried about what we can do, you know, because looking at the kitchen, you know, it would be something I would love to just, you know, gut it and start all over again. I think some other pieces of equipment will help you. They have like home deep freezers, you know, it would be nice if they had a commercial freezer. Do you guys have additional storage?
Yes, we do. As you see, it's jam-packed.
Your dry goods, your paper
those right
products.
here. And
Okay.
then we have this freezer over here.
Okay.
You know, we put stuff in this one too.
All right.
What are we looking at here?
This is the old-fashioned soda fountain. You know, when we first came here, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just like a beer tap or something.
And it's not functional right now, so it's
Not
just
functional at all.
because it's using up a lot of real estate right now, right in your front area. Just walking around the restaurant, we can already see plenty that needs to be done. But as far as the kitchen, I feel like I need a little more firsthand knowledge. So I'm stepping into Brad's house for a crash course in snoots.
Well, welcome to Cooking with the King.
Does that make me the queen?
Yes, you're the queen today.
Okay. Oh my gosh, like the actual nostril.
You lay it out, turn it over, and kind of slice it.
I'm making snoots.
Yes, ma'am, slice and dice.
I feel like I'm nailing this.
Amanda's a natural. She is a natural snoot woman. You're gonna walk over to the fryer. Yeah, just throw them in there. And when you don't see any more bubbles,
That's when you know it's done. Is all the air coming out of the nose? Get it? It's a snoot, air. I've got like 5 snoot jokes, and that was the best one. So, with the snoots in the fryer, it's time to get serious.
You've been in business 3 years.
3 years.
Okay, so are you making a profit yet? Are you feeling good about where it's going? And
I do feel that we are making some headway, but I need to really sit down and really get into it.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. And you're working somewhere else also. And then you're here all the time.
all the time.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So the goal is to get you some help.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, because you'll burn yourself out. And that thing that was so fun that you were proud of will become, you know, like a boulder on your back.
Let's talk a little bit about what do you want people to know you for?
I don't want you to come in and be like, they serving snoots and they trying to be all fine dining. You know, snoots are like, get your hands dirty. You know, I want you to feel like almost like you going to the circus when you come in. You're going to come in, you're going to feel happy. You might get you a chocolate soda. You know, I just like the whole, I might be all over the place, but that's just me. You know, I got my new ice cream I want to invent, my fried Kool-Aid ice cream, you know, my...
But it's not what you do. You know, it's like stay focused on what you do. soul food.
But this happens to business owners like across the country. Is it part of what makes you a successful entrepreneur is that attraction to new ideas and creativity and inventing things.
Yeah. You can confuse people. Focus on what you do first. It sounds to me that it is a lot about family and friendship, here. And I think your place should reflect all of that. And I don't think that it is. I don't think it's hitting it on the nail. There's a lot in the window, to the point where you can't see in the space. The photos of the food, I don't think they're helping you sell food. It's a beautiful space. So I think you should play up to some of the aesthetics of the space.
I agree. The ceilings are gorgeous, and I think there are parts of it that we want to definitely preserve, but clean them up a bit. I think it can happen a lot in your own house, too, where you start to not notice that you just have things randomly placed because you live in it every day, but that is kind of that customer experience. So
it's like clutter. It's like clutter, yeah.
I noticed that there's a broken window and there's some spots on the floor that seem more like they'd be in line with things that should be covered under your lease. Have you talked with your landlord about either of those fixes?
Oh, yeah. We've discussed that several times. Like the awning, it had got so bad. And he was like, okay, I'll get around to it. And he never did. So I called one of my brothers. I said, get the awning down.
How long is your lease?
We don't even do a lease with him. We're just here month to month.
Well, that might be something you want to fix before you start putting money into repairing things, because you don't want something to happen after you've upgraded and some kind of way they push you out. So I think that definitely is something you want in writing.
We've got to get this lease situation figured out because Upper Alton needs Lovetts. The area is up and coming, but it's been a long, slow climb. And on our very first tour of Alton, we learned that this neighborhood's businesses haven't always gotten the same kind of support that others have.
Do you feel like this area gets as much attention as other parts of town or not?
Not at all. We're in the lower income part, but these were predominantly black areas.
These guys work hard every single day. And like a lot of other African-American businesses, they've got more challenges sometimes than anybody else. And they've never given up on the dream that their neighborhood is gonna come back. They're the light at the top of the hill that makes people wanna come up, but at the same time, they're not turning a profit.
There are plenty of challenges here, but they all get a lot easier if sales go up. And that means getting more people in the door. Like the restaurant itself, Lovett's marketing strategy has always been pretty informal. It's our job to make sure the brand, the space, and the online presence feel as professional as the cooking does. And that starts with a pretty big ask, the name of the restaurant. So when someone types in Lovett's Alton, you are the initial links that are showing up. That's great. And we did some research, and soul food has 5 times more searches than the term Southern food. But the word soul food doesn't appear within the name itself.
Okay. Well, can I give y'all some education real quick? Snoots are real big in this area. That's why it's Snoots first. It's Snoots, fish, and chicken. That's why the name was like that. I'm not trying to shoot you guys down or nothing, but I was just giving you my opinions.
Okay. Because there's other places, too, where we can make sure we're listing things. Again, that's why your website is going to be so vital, because we can add all these keywords. So when people are searching for snoots, fish, chicken, pork, anything else, exactly. Hey, look at you, speaking website language.
I used to do them a little bit.
So I'm with the whole Lovett soul food. That sounds great to me.
Okay, so from a marketing perspective, we really want to make sure that your personalities come through, that the brand truly reflects what you want Lovetts to be known for. So take a look at what we have up here.
For me, the colors are too dull for me. I need bright, I need flashy, I need happy.
I don't know if for me, I saw bright colors for that particular space. I think I would use it more maybe as accent. I particularly love that vintage feel, and I really do think, in that building, you need to play up on what that building is itself, because, that look is what was made for you and what you're doing. Even if we have to keep the pig. Let's talk about the pig. Let's lay the pig on the table.
Yes. Let's put Al on the table.
Is that the pig's name?
It's named? Oh, that makes it harder to
My dad
make a
name
decision.
with Albert.
Okay. So it's not so much that we're against featuring a pig. It's just we wanted to bring to your attention that it communicates more of that pulled pork, pork sandwiches, and all these other things that you don't currently have on your menu.
I mean, to me, if you come up with something better, then I'm with it, you know. But if you can't at least be right there with it, then I'm gonna be for shooting it down. I'm gonna tell you right off the top.
Maybe like an updated version, that would coincide more with the direction of where everything else is going.
Yeah, that's
and
perfect.
then adding some more pork to that menu.
So you said it's all right for me to bring back my Snoop pizza there, right?
If it was selling, yeah,
All
bring
right,
it back.
I just wanted to ask. Okay.
Yes, I'm like snooted out.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I think it's a great American myth that there's equal access to opportunities, to capital, to funding. And Mary and Brad have done a remarkable job building a business out of basically just a love for food.
But once you go into a restaurant atmosphere, it becomes a profession.
It's a business
It's
now.
a business now. But soul food came from people who, got creative, worked hard, and kept going. And that strength will continue to wrap itself around them and just move them forward.
One thing we know for sure, because we've heard it from pretty much everybody we've talked to in Alton, is that we don't need to change anything about Lovett's food. It's already great. It's the experience that surrounds the food where we can make an impact. And that means everything from the online menu to the tissue paper in their Snoop baskets. Deluxe will hire local contractors and work with Ty on renovating the building, creating an atmosphere that will actually help them draw customers in. Deborah will continue to advise on operations, getting them ready for the traffic we hope will come. And the Deluxe team will handle the marketing end. Our job is to amplify the brand while holding true to who Brad and Mary are.
How about Lovett's? Amazing family-run business with a cool history. I think we have a lot that we can do for them online, especially around soul food.
There's over 60,000 searches for soul food near me every month. So that's a huge opportunity for them.
If you were trying to look for a soul food restaurant in the Alton area, Lovett's is tough to connect to. So we need to make sure that the marketing that we're doing is focused on how people can find them.
Before we can get to work on renovations, the restaurant needs a real deep clean. Fortunately, the Lovetts have plenty of help, and they all have the same last name.
Working in the kitchen, sometimes you have to undo what somebody else has done. Probably been a few years before we got here of a lot of buildup, so that takes a little time to get it where it needs to be, but we're going to get it.
Like a lot of business, they're piecemealing things together. So the biggest thing that we can do for them is to give them a new fridge and a new freezer.
I think the efficiency of the kitchen will become a real key to success.
The refrigerators have just arrived. I can't wait to get them inside. Thank you so much.
While the entire Lovetts family gets the restaurant cleaned, equipped, and ready for its new look, we have to figure out what that new look is going to be. That starts with a logo. And in our experience, that can be one of the toughest decisions for a business owner to make.
We've got 4 kind of different logos to present, Brad loves color. And we're not losing that. It's just smaller doses of it, but still impactful. So we'll have to see how he reacts to that.
Oh, no. The one with the circle around it, I love it.
I mean, I like the top left, the one with the cup.
I mean, we can go with it, it doesn't matter. No, let's do what you want. Let's just make a decision. Is it possible to turn the pig red?
It is. We actually have a take on that right below here.
I love that one.
So we have a logo. We can keep moving?
We got it. Yeah.
All right. Okay, logo decided. We've got a logo and a color palette, which means we can get to work on something Lovett's desperately needs, a fresh coat of paint.
What I see right now, there's way too many colors competing with each other. Here's what I would do, because they have so many windows and there's so much natural light that comes in, you can actually risk it a little bit and go like a darker, like a gray. Everything else pops off of that, like your burgundies, you can still leave because that's your accent. The other thing is a big awning that's got their new logo and their new look so people can see it from the street.
I agree. I think it'll drive a lot more traffic into the area.
The people that already love their food are going to come there. The people that have never been in there are going to be a little weary of the way the exterior looks, the way the sign is. Some things need to change to get a few more people in the door.
Now, one of the eyesores that we're going to have a challenge with is that gigantic crack in that window.
As a leaser, you shouldn't be fixing the structural things. So we have to help them get a solid lease in place.
Lease problems are one of the most common hurdles we see entrepreneurs face. Luckily, one of Alton's most respected firms, Civio Law, is volunteering their services to guide Lovetts through the negotiations. So we're pushing pause on the fun part to deal with the necessary part. And in some ways, everything else rides on this.
Well, the current lease that was proposed had a number of onerous clauses. One had to do with the term. It was only for 1 year and then went to month. Also, if he sold the building, that he could give notice that they're terminating the lease, which is very unusual.
That's the thing I was worried the most about. They're going to beautify it, and he's going to put it on the market.
Another concern is typical renter provision is insurance for the contents, but his is set up for insurance for the entire building.
So let's just play out a scenario. Like if we don't get them insurance and there's a fire in the entire building, are they then liable for replacing the building for that landlord?
Well, that argument could be made.
Oh my God. Does this scare you?
Yes.
This scares me. All right, so insurance feels like we just have to do that to make sure that you're protected.
I can't say that these negotiations have gone smooth.
He has made it sound to us that you've been behind on rent. And when that happens, you do lose your leverage.
The thing about that is, I can see the guy in the back of the building and tell him, I want to pay you the rent. No. I have to wait for him to engage me asking for the rent. And then he say it's our fault that it's late.
What?
For
real? That seems weird.
He doesn't give a receipt.
Actually, we have this product called eChecks, which takes out that element of waiting for a physical transaction. So it would provide the record of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That would be an excellent way to do it.
Yeah. That way he won't get out of it.
We'll bring Jack.
Jack the Muscle. Do they call you that at the office?
No, they don't.
Regardless of the outcome with the landlord, this meeting has already changed our strategy. We'd earmarked some of the money Deluxe was putting into Lovetts for improvements to the building. But insurance looks like it's the more urgent need. And with the future at this location less than certain, we'll put whatever is left into things like tables and chairs, things that the Lovetts can take with them wherever they go. But on the legal front, we know Lovetts is in good hands, which means we can get back to work.
What we're thinking of doing is changing this blue to bring some of the yellow out.
And you really want to be able to, tell their story. Anytime you can humanize a business, that's always a good way to go.
We want to really get photography of Mary and Brad interacting with their customers, that warm interaction that you can expect there.
Also build a structure around it that they so desperately need to have people know that they can do takeout, what their hours are, and when they're available to come in, and what are suits. Teach me a little bit more about soul food.
When I was researching on Facebook, they post a ton of pictures of their food. So Andrew was able to create this awesome tissue. Isn't that fantastic? So now imagine their pictures on Facebook, but with this great tissue behind it, screaming Lovetts.
So we started an Instagram account for you guys, and we linked it to your Facebook page.
So do it automatically come, or do I have to do something to make it come?
Do you have your phone with you? I can show you how. We can really use social media to tap into and build some hype around specials or around seasonal or, different menu items throughout the year.
Speaking of the menu, what the Lovetts currently have is pretty long and fairly confusing. So Julie's working with Brad on a less is more approach.
The next one says a half-pound burger and fries. What's the difference?
It's one and the same. Keep the Midwest and drop the half pound.
So we got a Midwest with onion rings at $8.99.
No. We gotta raise the price on that.
That's what I would think, because typically onion rings are more than French fries.
It doesn't seem like there's been much science to the food pricing of Lovetts, and we haven't seen any hard financials for the restaurant yet. So we're sending in Damon Fieldgate to work with Brad and Mary on the numbers.
So how much is a snoot sandwich?
$7.58 with tax.
And how much does that sandwich cost you?
That sandwich cost me, I think, $1.
So how much does a snoot weigh?
4 ounces.
I love that. I love that you knew that.
I knew it.
I'm hearing good margins, but I don't see it.
You don't see it.
Right, so something's amiss.
Something else is pulling it.
There's other costs in your business, or you're not capturing the costs correctly in your business, and that being reflected on your statement. I think that we just have to really understand what is a true cost of producing your product versus what is an operating expense within your business.
Yes, sir.
Really focus on these elements. Don't guess, and don't look at it at the end of the month and be surprised.
I'm excited. I'm ready.
I always loved numbers growing up as a kid, and I like making money. So if you're telling me I'm making more money, then hey, you're my best friend. You know?
There's a program called Score Mentorship that would be a huge benefit to you, helping you work through these financials and helping you understand where your key drivers are.
Do you have things like inventory control on your books, or do you just order when it gets low on the shelves?
Basically.
Because I think we can help you set up an ongoing system if you don't have one. We partner up and we work on how to solve those problems. It doesn't matter.
Maybe my favorite part of all of this is that an entire community has formed around supporting Lovetts. And we've all done it because we can see the value that they bring to Upper Alton. That, and we love the food. Human beings spend so much time focused on their conflicts. It's easy to lose sight of just how much of our lives we spend working together. It's been a joy working with Mary and Brad, and we can't wait to get back to Alton to see the new place and to deliver a few last surprises to set them on their way.
How are you guys? How are you?
How you doing, Miss Amanda?
How are you?
Good to see you. It's unbelievable.
I know.
It's a big difference on the whole block.
I know, it does.
It's like,
does.
Look at the new logo.
I think they're so jealous. I know they are.
Let's go see inside.
Well, I'll do all right. Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
No more boxes.
It looks incredible.
It does. It does.
And you cleared off all the shelves?
Yes, we did. Looks wonderful.
What do you think? What do you think? Do you like it?
We love it. We love it. Of course we do.
You do?
Yes. It looks like a real restaurant.
It's incredible. The new logo.
It looks modern. It looks authentic.
It does look modern.
It still is very warm and inviting. Mary Brad, this is incredible.
Oh my gosh, look how great this counter looks.
It looks really, really
good. I just love it. And look at the new tables and chairs. I mean, we added a waiting area for takeout, some benches. So when people...
I think that's probably going to be an eating area as well.
We're going to have to turn people away. There's going to be so
I know.
Yeah.
They took down the pictures of the food.
Thank you.
I don't know how Erin got all of this in here, but she did it. She did it. Erin did it. And she said it in here perfectly.
Perfect.
Your life is so
Guys,
much
actually
easier. I
delivered,
already know.
You're telling me.
Oh, you guys, this is incredible. Oh, I love it. I love it, you guys. It's absolutely wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks to you guys.
The future looks really bright.
It does. It does.
And this is just the beginning.
It is.
Now that this space is ready for all these customers, we got to bring people in.
That's right.
I think we went from ghetto to bougie, overnight. But, I mean, I like it, though. I like the direction it's going in.
So when we talked before, we talked about the lease. So what happened? Where are we?
We're still probably where we were when we talked before.
Okay.
We still don't have a lease per se, but I think he's gonna let us stay here.
Okay.
And we did get some insurance.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That was a long discussion, though, right? Like we had our whole wish list of physical improvements to the space, and then we looked at it and we said it's far more important to pay for a year of insurance so that you are, to take some of the financial relief off of the business and make sure that you're protected.
Yes, that's great.
So I would love to show you some of the marketing things.
Oh, I love it.
When people come in here to dine, they feel like they're a part of the Lovetts family. We wanted to communicate that visually. We've updated the pig, so we heard you that the pig was still a really important part of the logo, but we modernized it a bit.
Yeah, I love it.
What do you think, Brad?
It's great.
Good. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
One of the other things that was really important is Google actually has a designation for soul food. So we added soul food to the qualifier of restaurant.
And soon as that happened, people were calling.
Yeah, that's the day I learned to trust the process.
Yes.
I asked everybody, well, how did you find out about us? We Googled soul food. I said, oh my God.
Yes.
I can't believe I was wrong, that never happens, right? No,
Every now and then, it happens to me too.
So this is the new website.
Oh, wow.
That is gorgeous.
Yes.
So a lot of restaurants lead with food imagery, but we're leading with love.
Oh.
So that's why we have you guys front and center, right? Down-home soul food filled with flavor and love. We want people to really understand that's your differentiator, is the experience that they get when they come in here and they spend time with the two of you.
A website makes people take you more serious as a business also. Yeah.
The two most visited pages on a restaurant's website is the homepage and the menu page.
I like how this menu is designed too. It's a lot easier to read. And the photos are really, really beautiful.
For some reason, I just want to bite that screen. That chicken looks so good.
I know. That breast, it's like, yeah.
So one of the other things we got for you was a sandwich board, so we can put this out on the sidewalk. All right, so.
Oh, I saw that on the web. I was like, where did that come from?
You made them really nice and large so that your to-go boxes can fit within it. But like this just elevates you as a business so much.
It does.
This looks like a legit restaurant.
Dead
that knows
love
what they're
it.
doing, right? It's so great. We also thought it would be really fun to have custom boxes for your fried Kool-Aid.
That's perfect.
And then we have, ta-da, the new menus.
Oh, God, those are nice.
The weight of the paper, the coating, the way it's been organized, it just feels like a different kind of restaurant and a different kind of experience. We wanted to make sure on the back that we're telling your story. Let's make sure that people know about how incredibly special the Lovetts family is.
This is amazing.
It sure is.
So you guys have a whole new restaurant.
Yeah.
We do.
Have a new
It really
restaurant.
actually looks like a restaurant.
It's like mind-blowing, you know, because, you know, the Lovetts name might not have been the best name growing up because there was so many kids and, you know, they might have been a little less fortunate, you know, and that's the fire that's inside of me to prove everybody wrong that, you know, we own this, you know, this is us right here.
I bow down to your determination and your faith, and I don't think that this could have happened to better people or more deserving people. Don't cry, because you'll get me crying. I'm so proud of you, too. To see people of color succeed in any business is very fulfilling. And what needs to happen is for more of us to step out there on faith and be real CEOs of our story.
All right, so we have one more surprise. Okay. We love your family story. Brad, you talked a lot about, you know, being on your grandfather's farm and remembering what that felt like. And you talked a lot about your dad and how much he has meant to your entire family. And so we had this custom poster commissioned.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
We noticed that you had a picture of Grandpa Lovett up on behind the counter.
Sitting on the edge of the chair like he always did.
Yep.
He's getting ready to tell us something.
That's amazing.
That's Daddy. Yeah. To know that people cared enough about us to come in and help us is amazing.
It was, you know, my grandfather's dream. Now I know I can't let him down, you know? I gotta keep pushing now, you know?
This country is not that old. Grandpa Lovett was a pig farmer. His grandfather was a slave. 4 hard-fought generations later, Mary and Brad are entrepreneurs. That family journey is nothing short of astonishing, but it also makes sense. The food they cook is all about creating beauty in the face of adversity and oppression, and their willingness to share that culture with us has truly been an honor.
There's no turning back, there's no nothing. With my grandfather watching over my shoulder, then nothing is impossible.
Bluff City Outdoors is a riverside bait shop with rich history in town.
This is a landmark. They treat you with love coming through the door.
But online competition has snagged profits out from under them.
We just have not been able to get back on track.
The Small Business Revolution team is diving in to help.
I'd say this is our biggest task.
Can the Small Business Revolution bring new life to an old standby?
All right, so I have one more surprise, but I need you to follow me outside.
On the next episode of Small Business Revolution Main Street.
While Brad and Mary were hustling to keep their restaurant running, they put marketing on the back burner. Visit deluxe.com/Lovetts to learn more about how the Deluxe marketing team built an online strategy that's turning Lovetts into a soul food destination.